Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi. Okay, for today's lecture, I'm going to share with you our last topic, which are environmental problems by synthetic polymer. So actually, we have 4 subsessions. This is the first one, which is the session 4.1, and the next one we will cover about the plastic recycling. Okay, and then proceed with biodegradable polymer. And the last one is the environmental waste minimization. Okay, we will look at this is a simple slide, just only less than 20 slides. Okay, so the objective of this chapter, by the end of the class, students should be able to explain the importance of proper disposal of synthetic polymers. So this topic we cover all about the synthetic polymers, how we are going to dispose, or how we implement the method to recycle or to create a new polymer which is biodegradable. Okay. Second one is to suggest the ways to dispose of synthetic polymers in order to preserve the environment. And the last one is to practice good habits in disposing of synthetic polymers. Okay, first, let's see about the synthetic polymers. Okay, synthetic polymers is polymers made in industry from chemical substances. Okay, scientists are able to copy structure of natural polymer to produce synthetic polymers through scientific research. Okay, as we all know, the synthetic polymer is actually come from petrochemical, okay, which is undergo monomer fabrication process to produce monomer. And then all these monomers will undergo the polymerization process that we have learned, which is the step condensation and chain condensation. So all this condensation process is the purpose to create a synthetic polymers. Okay, so how we manage to dispose all these polymers? Okay, what is the impact of synthetic polymers toward human and environment? Of course, it has a big impact to the human and environment. So we need to find several ways to dispose the synthetic polymers. Okay, for your information, around 280 million tons of synthetic polymers were produced for subsequent use in 2011, and it annual increases in per capita consumption of around 5% is expected throughout the year. So in light of these numbers, one must question the impact this consumption and use have on the environment. So this concern not only the resulting high volume of waste produced, but also issues some such as recycling, energy, renewable raw material, and sustainability. So the close relationship and interaction exists between all these fields, which should not be ignored, but are nevertheless all too often insufficiently considered in current discussion in this field. So there are ways to dispose the synthetic polymers, which are pyrolysis, incineration, or by the create of biodegradable synthetic polymers. So currently, all the country it have good habits in disposing of synthetic polymers, which are by recycling, reuse, or separate synthetic polymers from the other waste. Okay, the ways to dispose of synthetic polymers properly is by using the pyrolysis. Okay, pyrolysis is the method by burning the synthetic material without oxygen. Okay, second one is by incineration, which is gas filtered. And the last one is invent a biodegradable synthetic polymers. So you need to find the details of this method in your assignment. Okay, the other method is by reuse, recycle, and separate synthetic polymer from other waste. Okay, why is it important to properly dispose of synthetic polymers? First, we need to reduce the disposal problem. Okay, there are abundant of um, synthetic polymer, which cannot be resolved. Okay, to prevent the disease caused by synthetic polymer waste and to prevent the pollution to save the animal from being dead. Okay, for the conclusion, the proper disposal of synthetic polymers is important in order to preserve the environment. So this is because synthetic polymers bring a lot of bad effects to the human and the environment, which are blockage of river, give a disease, and also create a pollution. Okay, we end of this chapter, and I would like to proceed with chapter 4.2, which are plastic waste management and recycling technology. Okay, what is recycling? Is it the same term used for reuse? It's different terms, okay? For reuse and recycling is obviously different terms. Okay, recycling is the process of making or manufacturing new product from a product that has originally served its purpose. So for reuse, it is the general term reuse. It encompasses all the options available for the processing of plastic, regardless of whether the waste products are directly processed into new plastic or whether they are reused in a different manner. So this term also includes so-called energy utilization. In particular, that is the use of plastic waste for the purpose of producing energy. Okay, for recycling, it gives to energy saving and the reduction of greenhouse gas emission. It also saves non-renewable sources like oil and gas. So in addition to that, recycling provides livelihood for millions of people and families in developing countries, employment or informal economic activities. Okay, so many people are doing the job to collect all the recycled plastic. And also the big company also um, have there is a company exists in the nation to recycle the plastic. Okay, recycling of industrial polymer. A major handicap in the reuse of plastic is that reprocessing adds a heat history, degrades properties, and makes repeat use for the same application difficult. The plastic recycled according to the different code number of plastic recycling. So the factors for the polymer recycling. First, in response to the contaminant issue in plastic recycling, plastic products are being designed reuse friendly. Products are being made with recyclability as a viable means for disposal. At least one company had designed a 2-liter beverage bottle made of all PET for cost-effective recycling. Concerning the reuse of recycled plastic, many organizations are re-evaluating the use of recycled plastics. As example, plastic baits are being used to remove paint from aircraft employing a sandblasting type method. Second one, the conservation of energy. The energy value of PE is 100% of an equivalent mass of 2 heating oil. Number of 2 heating oil. PS is 75%, while PVC and PET are about 50%. So with the energy value of a pound of approximately 2 heating oil at 20,000 BTU, landfilling plastic results in a waste of energy. The economic trend of increasing tipping fees at landfill as the cost of landfilling of solid waste increases, so does the incentive to recycle. When the cost of landfilling exceeds the cost of recycling will be a practical alternative to landfilling. Here is some um, several factors that lead to the polymer recycling. Okay, this is the process for polymer recycling. Okay, the extraction of the raw materials, and then we undergo to synthesis of the polymeric materials, plastic processing, application and service life, and then feedstock recycling, mechanical recycling, and all this will come into the residue, and the residue will reuse again and will be applied in our daily life again and service life. Okay. Some of the residue will go for energy recovery to produce the energy, and some of them are decomposed for landfilling. Okay. Plastic is a form of synthetic or semi-synthetic organic polymer. Plastic can be manufactured through various processes and by combination of various compounds. The variety of plastic are PET and so on. Okay, this is the methodology for recycling. Okay, we need to selection the plastic into the type, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the type PP, HDPE, PET, and so on. And then undergo the segregation and the processing. Okay, so segregation is the plastic waste must be separated according to its nature corresponding to BIS guideline. The processing after segregation pre-consumer waste can be directly recycled, whereas post-consumer waste has to be washed, shredded, agglomerated, and granulated. Okay, three forms of recycling, which are material recycling, chemical recycling, and thermal recycling. For material recycling, it is the method to recycling to make, which is the plastic raw material or plastic product. So the recycling category is mechanical recycling. The recycling to make is plastic raw material and plastic product. For chemical recycling, it involves the monomerization, blast furnace reducing agent, cook oven chemical feedstock recycling, and gasification liquefaction. Okay, so I want you to, if you choose the assignment by using the recycling method, okay, so you need to clarify which category of your technique you choose. Okay, I will give the assignment letter. Okay, so the thermal recycling method of recycling by using waste power generation, and recycling category is thermal recycling. Okay, some disadvantages of recycling: it can create high initial costs. Recycled product may not last for long. Unsafe and unhygienic recycling site may create more pollution and not widespread on large scale. But it has some advantages, which are plasma pyrolysis, which clean destruction of hazardous waste, preventing waste from entering landfill, no harmful emission of toxic waste. Second one, dehydrochlorination, which is extraction of clean energy and hydrochloric acid. And the last one, it can produce biodegradable plastic, which takes less time to break down, and bioplastic are renewable. So for the conclusion, even though plastic recycling and its management has gained momentum nowadays, the best possible way of protecting our environment is to alter the root cause of the problem by reducing the usage of the preliminary level. Okay, so just ignore the assignment. This assignment, I will give the new assignment later. Okay, we will proceed with biodegradable polymer. Okay. Okay, biodegradable or biological degradable polymers are material that can be degraded by microorganism or enzyme within a reasonable length of time under ambient condition. Material that can be biologically degraded within a composting plant are referred to as compostable polymer. Okay, so it is a different term between the compostable polymer and biodegradable polymer. So it should be obvious that the degradation products are non-toxic. Okay, so biodegradability is a function of the chemical structure of a polymer. Then the polymer based on renewable material are by definition macromolecules that are produced from renewable raw material sources from nature. Okay, biodegradable polymer. How to dispose the polymers? By create a biodegradable polymer, landfills, incineration, and recycling. So we have covered